Netflix will soon be showing the British South Asian drama Kaur. It's the first film in history to be based on a story about a British Sikh woman who decides to wear a turban for the first time against her father's wishes. So safe to say the movie is pretty groundbreaking. Let's watch a bit of the trailer.
I always knew from a very young age that this was the path you were meant to take.
I'm sorry, I can't support you if you go through with this, so you need to make a decision.
Well, earlier I was joined by the writer, producer and lead actor Parvinder Shergill, who plays Avani, and also by Nina Wadia, who plays her mother on the Netflix film Kaur.
We just don't get the representation. People have heard of Mr. Singh, but what about Miss Kaur? And we really wanted to voice the incredible women in our community and our stories in the household and give them the honour and the respect they deserve on a mainstream platform.
So tell me about the movie. What is it about? What's the kind of premise?
So it's about a British South Asian Sikh girl who decides to wear a turban for the first time against her father's wishes. And it's about female empowerment, owning who you are and your beauty and your grace.
And you play the mother in the film. Nina, tell me a little bit about why you took on this role. What is it about this role that really interested you, that got your attention?
Well, I mean, it's, you know, women in the Sikh community, you know, they have choices. And what I love about this one is that the mother's generation has to choose between the love for her daughter and what her daughter wants and the love for her husband and what his wishes are. And there's also the little bit that she has to think about for herself. So it was a really interesting part to play because there were so many different aspects and so many different ways that she could be played. So I like that idea that a woman gets a choice and what she chooses is very important.
And this is going on Netflix, this short movie, which is really exciting. It's going to give it a much, much wider audience. Looking at the subject matter and talking to you now, it's interesting, isn't it? Because these perspectives aren't often seen in the mainstream. Why do you think that is?
I mean, we always have this saying in the core film team, myself and Juggy Sohal created it, is if you want to see the change, you have to be the change yourself. And no one's going to give us the light to shed our story, so we have a responsibility to do that. And I think times are changing, but we have such intricate, stunning stories, but I think it is time for us women. It's time for our stories now in front of, behind the camera. Why it hasn't been done? Well, I think that's a big, you know, and we could talk about that for ages, but I think the times are changing now.
Absolutely. I mean, 25 years ago, we did Goodness Gracious Me, and that was groundbreaking at that time. Yeah. You know, but it's still 25 years and we're still having these conversations. That's saying something. So things are changing, but just not fast enough.